Everybody, it is Saturday. Time for another weigh-in. So let's see what happened on the scale this week. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sue from Sue Slims Down, and this is my weekly weigh-in video. I'm going to talk about a couple other things too. Have a hair here. Last week when I did my weigh-in, I didn't do like an official weigh-in last week. I did record it on my spreadsheet. Reason being is that I had just gotten home from traveling for 3 days, and after being in the hospital for a week, wasn't sure how accurate a weigh-in was going to be. Ultimately, I did decide to go ahead and just log that in the app, just to make sure that my weigh-ins were matching up with what I had on my spreadsheet. So last Saturday, I weighed in at 221.1. And like I said, that was after being in the car for 3 days, being on all kinds of new meds and being in the hospital. That was a gain for me from the previous week. Uh, I don't know what the exact gain was, but it was a good 3 pounds that I had gained. So actually more than that. Now I'm curious. So I'm going to do the math quickly so I can figure out exactly where I was, because I want to be honest with you guys and let you know what I'm doing. So it was a gain of 4.5 pounds. Like I said, that was after being in the hospital for a week, eating hospital food for a week, and then eating mostly fast food on the way home. So 221.1 was what my weigh-in was last Saturday. This week, for the most part, I was pretty good on plan. I'm still not really used to being in my bigger kitchen and having things here, and I haven't done a real good grocery haul. I did get some groceries last weekend, but I haven't done a real good job of it. But anyway, let me pause here and show you what my weigh-in was today. Okay, down 3.7. Didn't lose quite all of it that I had lost, but I'm close. What I'm finding out about these meds that I'm on, that um, they're almost working like appetite suppressors, so I'm not hungry a lot, and it's like it's changed my taste buds. So the things that I thought I would really, really enjoy eating again, I mean, I can tolerate them. It's just not something that I think, oh my gosh, I have to have that. So um, it's it's just an interesting adjustment that I'm having to make with food, and because I'm not hungry a lot, I'm eating at weird times. My goal for this week is to get on a regular eating schedule, because ultimately I think that's what's going to help me the most. And then I'm still doing my simplified meal planning, but I'm going to try to spice it up a little bit, both in the literal term and, but anyway, yeah, this thing, a lot of my good spices are back in my trailer, which when I left to come home, it was just a matter of we could fit what we could fit, and everything else just had to stay. So a lot of things are back there that by the time I get to my trailer again in the spring, I'm probably going to have to replace all of that stuff. But anyway, that's another story. Um, so I'm having a lot of adjustments to make here. Uh, First of all, I have a lot more space, and I've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed by that, believe it or not. And I'm just not used to cooking again. I mean, I was cooking in my trailer, but I had like a set schedule. I would get up, have something that I had planned for breakfast, and I usually would take that to work with me. I took lunch with me, and then I cooked my dinner at home. So this week, my goal is to get onto a regular eating schedule again. I would like to drop another couple pounds this week. I'm not still able to do a lot of activity. So, getting my heart monitor on Wednesday, and they want me to do normal activity after I get the heart monitor on. They said until then, just kind of take it easy. And even after I get the heart monitor, they don't want me going out hiking 5 miles. They said, go for a half-mile walk. Um, I have a lot to do here in my apartment, and that's been keeping me occupied. I plan on going back to work, substitute teaching, um, probably not this week, but the following week. Um, and then they advised me just to do a day or two a week and not to go into it full blown, which I hadn't planned on anyway. I was planning on just going back part time, and I know how much money I need to make, so I'm kind of thinking if I do 2 or 3 days a week, I'll be okay. Other wrench that was thrown into my life this week was after I got home, and I didn't tell you this in my last video because I didn't find out until Sunday when I had a conversation with the lady I rent from. The property that I rent is being sold, and I have to be out of here by May 1st. I mean, completely out. So, I mean, I was planning on being out again to be out for the summer with the understanding I probably would come back again in the winter. That is no longer a viable option for me. So, once I move out in the spring, I am out. So now I am going through everything, and it's taking me a long time to do this because I wear out very easily right now. Um, yeah, I'm going through everything to see what I can keep and what I have to get rid of. Bottom line is most of this stuff has to go. Everything that's in my trailer now, and my trailer is full. I did bring a few things home with me that will go back into the trailer, and most of the clothes I brought home with me are not going back because I do not need them. And effectively, at the end of the school year, my teaching career is done because I will no longer have a residence here in Ohio. So I have that going on. Uh, I have a plan, and it's kind of what my plan was when I bought my trailer anyway. So um, I'm not as upset as by this as other people are. But so I'm just moving into my trailer. So I had a phone conversation yesterday with the people I worked for in South Dakota last summer, and it looks like I'm going to be heading back to South Dakota for next summer to work there again, which I know is going to be a much better situation since I have my trailer. Actually, it turned out to be a really good experience after I moved out of that dorm last summer and was moved into my own little cabin. So now I will have my trailer out there and my dog, and it'll be a much better experience for me. And I know what to expect. I know the job. I'm going to be doing the same thing, and it's actually better money. So I think it'll be an all around better situation for me next summer. And then I'm just going to go from there. My plan always was after I bought the trailer was to move into it full time and then just move every 6 months to a different campground. So, uh, but the process of getting there is going to take me at least, well, it's going to take me up until the time I leave. I believe they're going to want me out in South Dakota the middle of April. So I have October, November, December, January, February, and March. So I've got about 6 months to get everything done here. Uh, Beginning of March, I'm going to have a huge apartment sale. There's some things here that I am going to need to get rid of that I'd like to sell. Like I have a nice TV here. It's, a nice, 52-inch TV. I don't need that in my trailer. There's no room for it. And this summer I bought a new TV for my trailer, a smaller one, which is more manageable. I have my uh, electric piano here that I'm also going to sell. Um, that I've only had this for a couple years, and honestly, I don't play it enough anymore to warrant keeping it. And let's sell it to somebody that is going to use it and maybe have their kids learn how to play piano. So I have things like that, and then my clothes are just, I'm going to put in sale that I don't need, and whatever I don't sell, I'm just going to donate. I have all my canning supplies that I'm going to try to figure something out with that. I don't want to necessarily stop canning. I don't do it as often as I used to. I was a big canner. I was canning everything every weekend, and every week I was doing something. But since I have only been here for 6 months out of the year, the last couple of years, I've missed the harvest. Now I'm going to be canning some pumpkin here in a couple of weeks, because I find that I use my home canned pumpkin probably more than anything else on my shelf. And so yeah, there's just a lot to go through. I've gone through my cupboards. I have tons of coffee cups I don't need, tons of baking pans and stuff like that 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 I either don't need or they won't fit into the oven in my camper because it's very, very small. Uh, and honestly, this summer I only baked once in my camper. If I'm living full time, I would probably do more. Anyway, there's just a lot going on. Meantime, I'm trying to get my health, taken care of. And speaking of that, I will be right back. Sorry about that. One of the medicines I'm on is a diuretic, which, when they told me I was taking a diuretic, I said, why? I'm already the queen of pee. And that wasn't good enough for them. They still put me on a diuretic, and here you go. I go all the time. I've become keenly aware of where every restroom is and how long it takes me to get there. Well, anyway, I kind of forget where I was in my story. Lots of life changes coming up. I am focusing on getting my health back in check. Uh, my doctor's appointment went well on Monday. My blood pressure, as long as I take my meds, is in the normal range. Um, my heart sounded good, but since I did have that AFib episode, they are putting me on a heart monitor, um, just to monitor that for a few days to make sure there's nothing funky going on with my heart. Um, they told me just to take it easy, getting back to work and uh, resuming activities again. I'm allowed to drive again, but I can't drive real far distances yet because my eyes tire out really easily. But I tire out really easily. Like the other day, I pulled out everything out of my bedroom so I could start going through all my clothes and everything, and this pile of clothes still sit in my living room because I just haven't had the energy to deal with it. My bedroom looks great. My living room, not so much. So anyway, lots of things I have to do between now and the end of March, and I'm just taking it a little easy. I'm taking it a little at a time. Uh, I haven't done my meal planning yet for the week. I'm going to do that after I am done with this video, and before the football game comes on tonight, which I may or may not watch. Uh, Probably may not be a good idea for me to watch that game. But anyway, I'm going to do my meal planning and my grocery list. Today, my plan is, though, I'm going to make a big pot of turkey chili, which is 0 points for me. I am still following the Weight Watchers diabetic plan, not because I'm pre-diabetic, but because I'm kind of following a lower carb option, which I have been for a long time. I know that everybody is on this low carb kick right now, and for many of you, it's a low carb lifestyle, which is wonderful. I've been doing it for a long time. It just is not, I've not marketed it that way, but I've been watching my carbs for a long time. I will tell you one thing this medicine is doing, it's kind of taken away my sugar craving. I've noticed that some a friend brought me over some cookies the other day. But I'm a cookie holic. And I took and they were store-bought cookies, maybe about that big from Churchill's, over here, which has really good cookies. And before I left to go to Utah, I would crave those cookies to the point where sometimes I would go and eat a whole box of them. So she brought some over. The other night I was thinking, yeah, something sweet kind of sounds good. So I put a whole cookie on my plate and brought it out here to eat it. And I took 2 bites out of that cookie and I could eat no more. So I think it's an effect of the medicine. If it is, I hope that doesn't ever wear off because I had a real sugar problem. So, um, and as you can see, that I think that's also contributing to me losing weight. I'm not craving sugar. Actually, I don't have a lot of food cravings right now. So, maybe the medicine is a blessing in disguise. I don't know. Uh, I'm kind of chopping it up as that when my body is just still adjusting to all this new stuff. My doctor said your body really was in hypertensive shock, which kind of a scary term if you stop and think about it. But my blood pressure was so high that it was going into shock, which is why they termed me a hypertensive emergency when I was in the hospital. So blood pressure's under control right now as long as I'm on the meds. I've been taking it in the morning when I get up, my pressure, just to, because they want me to monitor that. And it's been high, but not super, super high. It's been off the normal high. I mean, it's higher than normal, but it's not what I would term stroke range. When I went into the hospital down in Richfield, I definitely was in stroke range. Well, obviously, because I had a stroke. I mean, you would not know it now, right? um, anyhow, so I'm monitoring that, and then I take my meds, and about a couple hours later, I take my blood pressure again just to see if the medicine's working, and it is. It's keeping me down in the normal ranges. Uh, so that was the main thing. And of course, anytime you lose weight, your blood pressure will come down. That will help that. So, and I remember when I was down at my lowest weight, uh, my blood pressure was really, really good. The challenge for my doctors is that some of the blood pressure medicine lowers my heart rate uh, too low. So, actually, in the hospital, they had me on one and they had to take me off of that because it was making my heart rate go down way too low. So, I'm just a medical mystery, aren't I? Overall, I'm doing better. And I intend to fully recover. I intend to get the weight off because that is only going to help my health. So for me now, it's no longer a game. I mean, it wasn't for a long time, but I was kind of playing around with it. I was given, and I did a video about this a few weeks ago. I was giving myself too much grace. There is a way to give yourself grace. If you have a bad day, yes, it's a bad day, but unless you're correcting bad behavior habits, I think that's giving yourself way too much grace. So for a while, I need to be very, very strict. Now, my birthday's coming up on October 11th. Uh, I intend to have a good meal with my family on my birthday. It's one day, and I'm going to plan for it. What I need to really focus on is low sodium meals, especially if we go to a restaurant. So that is something I need to really watch. That's a video for another day. So anyway, I just wanted to give you my weight update. Good week this week. Hoping to have another good week next week. I have those size 10 jeans still hanging up here. Those will be going in my trailer with me um, because I am going to fit back into those. So I will see you guys next week, if not before. So you guys have a great week. Enjoy this beautiful fall weather. At least in Ohio, we're having great weather right now. And go Bucks. See you later. Bye-bye.